Hello everyone, today we have new video review and this time you're gonna check fresh release from ICM. That's a 700 scale battleship from World War I. It copies German ship which was called the Markgraf, and that's completely new release, and now we have a chance to check it closer. As usual, let me remind you that we are still gathering money for the new camera and you can help us by pressing the donate button on our website. It is done via PayPal, it is easy, it is safe, and of course you decide the amount you would like to help us with, and the new camera will bring better video quality, better sound quality, and of course more detailed reviews. So that's a new German battleship which should be already available for purchase in any good model shops. I think you can get it in Modelimex, for example. Here you can see comparison with my hand. It's not that big box, I would say, for battleship. And here you can see short history note and some information about the kit. There are 214 parts inside and total length will be 252 millimeters. What is quite impressive for 700 scale. And here you can see, of course, one and only marking option which is included into this kit. Now let's open it. Box structure is typical for ICM, as you can guess. We have this color printed top part, and then we have sturdy white cardboard box which should protect everything inside. And here you can see what is hidden in this box. So as you can see, all frames are packed into the same plastic bag. Then we have assembly manual, and also I can see stickers for the model stand. Of course, first we would like to check these plastic frames. Just give me a second to open them. I can see that here we have parts molded out of different colored plastic. We have gray ones, we have red ones, even black ones. So first I would like to show you that here, for example, we have two absolutely identical plastic frames. I will show you only one out of this type, so just give me a second. What we have here is a mix of different parts, because for example here you can see engine rotors, also we have lifeboats, but at the same sprue we have parts for the turrets. Note that barrels are molded separately, and here we have more of them. So be careful while assembling all this together in order not to break the thin plastic barrels. Here we have more of lifeboats. These are molded as one-piece parts, as you can see, so you just separate them off the sprue and they should be ready for installation on the ship. Molding quality is really nice. These parts are really tiny. Here you can see comparison with my finger. So another advice, be sure not to lose them, because as far as I can see, all parts will be used, but we'll see it further in the assembly manual as well. Here you can see a slightly bigger plastic frame. Why? Because here we have side parts for the main hull, and also here we have some thin parts for the deck, and those again will require due care, because otherwise it might be easy to break them. Maybe you can also replace them with metal wire if you would like to. Here you can see more of deck parts. Those look quite nice, and those parts which are divided into several halves, they have position pins inside, so don't be worried about possible alignment problems. It should be easy to combine them together, and of course final result will look good. Again, molding quality seems to be fine, and the amount of attachment points is reduced to minimum, so I think that's also advantage of this kit. Then we have black plastic frame. Why it is black? Because it is dedicated to model stand. Usually model stands in ICM kits are molded out of black plastic. This one is quite typical. I think it should be familiar to you if you saw some previous ship kits from ICM, and that's quite a useful addition in order to display your ship. Of course, I would rather recommend to paint it, because with painted stand you will get a completely different appearance. Here we have more of deck parts. These are quite thin again, and here you can see, for example, this mast. Then here we have more of thin elements. Turret parts, this tube which should be assembled out of two halves, and note that there are no position elements inside, only this bottom segment will serve as a guiding element, so be careful. But external detailing looks nice, and I think it will be even better after careful painting. And here you can see more of small parts. Otherwise, molding quality is still on the same level. I don't see any possible problems. Next we have another plastic sprue, or let's say plastic part, because it's not molded on the sprues. That's the lower part of the hull. As you can see, it is molded as a one piece and it's molded out of red plastic. What is, of course, hints on possibility of the building this kit without painting, but I would rather advise not to do it, because this kit deserves proper assembly with painting all the parts, and of course I would rather repaint this lower segment as well. Next we have another red part, and this time I can call it a sprue. Here you can see it. Here we have minor elements which will have to be connected with what we saw before. Again, molding quality seems to be fine, and this red color is really funny because it reminds of old Soviet children toys, because these were basically approximately the same color, made out of the same colored plastic. Then here we have deck parts. These are the last ones. As you can see, these decks are molded as one-piece parts. They feature some pre-molded detailing, as you can see. Of course, they will look better after careful painting. Don't forget that those ships had a wooden deck, so be ready for this challenge. But otherwise, you can see here, for example, the special position elements for superstructures on the decks, which should also come handy for assembly process. On the other side, again, we don't see anything interesting except of those, for example, pins. And here you can see more of those pins, and of course the special position elements again. But I think it will be easy to assemble them. I'm not sure if it will be easy to paint them, because it might be tricky for some modelers. I would say me, without previous experience of assembling ships, I would rather be careful with painting wooden decks. Next we have quite unusual, let's say special for plastic kits bonus, stickers. These stickers will be useful for the model stand. Of course, nobody stops you from replicating these writings with your own, let's say, template, or maybe you print just a new sticker. It will be up to you, but still it is nice to have them out of the box in case you would like to build everything without buying anything extra. That's assembly manual on the video. You can see that it's a typical ICM brochure. We have short history note in Russian and English. Then here we have the paints chart. Assembly process starts with... actually, it's not assembly process, that's a parts map. And note that some parts won't be used in this build. Then we have this quite simple decals sheet. And printing quality is really nice. Of course, as I said before, there is only one marking option. Assembly process finally starts with lower hull segment. As you can see, we assembled those two red parts together, and note that there will be difference between the versions, so I'm not sure what it will be dependent on. Then we have assembly of the main hull. We continue with decks. We assemble, for example, those turrets. Then we connect deck together with lower hull. Then we assemble all minor elements for the turrets, and note that you have to drill some elements, so be sure not to miss it. And then we assemble superstructures, we assemble those tubes, attach minor elements, then more of the different turrets, and even here we have ladders. Here we attach more of external equipment, masts, external masts here. Then what else? Lifeboats, of course, and note that some lifeboats should be assembled out of two pieces, so basically you have to combine two simple elements together. So I would rather recommend to pre-paint those parts before assembly, because later it will be really complicated. And then here we have final steps. It's assembly of the model stand and placement of the ship on the model stand, so 69 steps in total. Of course, with painting and weathering you will have to do more. And here you can see marking guide, which is printed in color. Quite a nice addition, but it's also a typical feature of ICM kits, so you will know how to paint your ship. And note the wooden deck, be ready for it, because it might be quite an interesting experience to paint such element on your model, especially in 1/700 scale. So that's all for this video review. I don't see any other additional bonuses in this kit. Quite a nice ship kit, which should be interesting for naval fans, naval modelers. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about this kit here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Bye!